Those affected by Bram's vampirism may still be able to process and have thoughts, and that too, based on the eyes of what Harkawa has said, and you can see here, they're dark and light, they're kind of at war with their inner sensibilities. And chapter 109 and through, spoilers ahead. The first thing I want to talk about is why is Chuya using a gun? Through the entire series, Chuya uses knives. And this is something that is repeated again and again, and Dazai steals his knife. And he has used bullets, but he used a box and threw them. And this was all in his right mind. So we know that Chuya's choice of weapon is not a gun. And even here, when Dazai is trying to bait him, there's a little bit of a weird exchange here that I want to highlight. First of all, if you're a really old Bungo fan, or if you've watched the series recently, you should recognize this parallel. You should recognize the scene, which is from the Port Mafia basement, where Chuya is punching Dazai. Dazai punches him, and Chuya's like, no, this is how you throw a punch. And it's weird of Asagiri to harken back to the scene because this was an exchange between Sokoku. My predictions always come true. I thought you knew that. You must be kidding. And Chuya kind of having a realization down below. I see no reason for this statement of fact to have changed, that Dazai's predictions always come true. And if you look at this panel, I've been looking forward to this. It seems like Dazai knew this was coming. And we kind of have silence here from Chuya. Maybe a silent realization. But yes, that is mirrored here and here once again. And the thing that's bizarre is Fyodor telling him to stop. And this kind of tells me, one, Fyodor doesn't have complete control over Chuya and his actions. But Chuya does stop, so maybe he has some control. And he's talking to him in a logical manner. It's not simple commands, which really reinforces this idea that they can process information. But Fyodor confirms that if he touches Chuya, that it will be nullified, and he's like, back up and put him down. And I want you to pay attention to Dazai. His eyes always tend to go dark when he's scheming, and here, when he's like, darn, his eyes are jet black. And he doesn't really seem concerned, but Chuya pulls out a gun. Now, it doesn't show us where this gun is from, but Chuya never uses guns. But you know who did use guns? Otasaku. Which I just think can't really be a coincidence at this point, that there must be a tie-in or some secret code that we don't know about. Or it's wishful thinking. But that brings me to this scene, which I'm going to talk about in the next part of this series. Like and follow for more, and I'll meet you in part 3.